Everybody, Coach Gates will start with an opening statement before moving on to questions.
Well, definitely excited, about, the journey that we are taking. It's going to be a tough game in Louisiana. Um, you don't look at records during this moment in the year, but you just look at effort. And our guys will continue to give those efforts that I think is representative of our program. And sometimes the scoreboard doesn't show what they really give. Behind the scenes, I see it every day. In the weight room, I see it every day. And obviously, all the stuff that they have responsibility wise on campus with classes and all those things, I see every day. So, definitely excited with how they balance the things that they balance, and definitely looking forward to this next trip.
Dennis, I know you've constantly said you don't pay attention to a lot of these things until the season's over, as far as rankings and numbers and stuff. Do you take a moment along the way to appreciate things like the most wins this program has had in 8 or 9 years, or is that all just after the season for you?
Yeah, I don't look at any of those things. If you ask me, I only look at the fact that probably no one on this zone thought we would be where we are. Those things matter, I think, when you look at it in a nutshell, um, because you guys' opinions count. What you write every day count, and I think you guys do a great job of narrating our story and telling the truth and being respectful while doing it. So I thank you guys for what you do, and you were doing nothing at that time but telling the truth about where our program was. So continue to do the same thing. You know, continue to spread the word because it matters um, to our fans. It matters that we opened up season ticket sales for next year. It matters. So I hope that you throw that out there, that tickets are on sale for next season, and have everybody go buy them because what you write counts. And you guys are just as part of a fan getting in the car, sacrificing time through your story, through your headlines, to sacrifice the ability to get here and show up and support and create the environment that they've created. So um, I don't look at it any other way. I don't celebrate things like that. I'll celebrate their graduations, their weddings. I'll celebrate those things, but I allow them to celebrate basketball games.
Dennis, I know you said you can't look at the records this time of year. As players, though, do you have to make sure that they don't look at the standings and see who you're playing these next two games, and they're very important games to you? Do you have to guard against that?
I don't look at our season as two games. I look at our season as the total amount of games from the very beginning to the very end, to make sure we evolve in a certain way. And, ultimately, the fans, they do the same. It's a roller coaster ride for our fans. And, I apologize for giving them any kind of stress that we've given them. But more so, I think it's important that we continue to look at the big picture. And we won't know that until April 1st, April 3rd to see if our goal was met.
Dennis, what stands out to you about LSU heading into this one?
Well, they have a good team, a very good team, very well coached. They are not what their records say they are. They have some great dynamic pieces, and they have a style that I think is can cause issues. Um, I want to continue to watch the remainder of the season, and I try my very best to watch all games of every opponent that we play, regardless of how many times we've played them, because teams change so much. So I haven't finished or completed that yet, but I'm almost close, and they do a great job. They can shoot the ball. They have a dynamic shooter, guys that can drive, guys that can get to the free throw line, and obviously guys that they can feed the ball to. With KJ Williams, a great inside-outside player.
Dennis, I think yesterday Mizzou Hoops posted something about everybody's family coming together. Kind of, what does that speak to the family that you guys have kind of built with the program, and how have you seen that develop throughout the season?
Well, I think the family has embraced me, being an outsider, coming here at this institution from the very first day of press conference being announced from our president, Moon Choi, athletic director, Desiree, Reed Francois, and then our board of curators. I'm the stranger, and hopefully they continue to embrace me and our program and the young man that we continue to recruit and the staff that we've put together. And then from that, the extension is our families, right? Our families being welcomed as well, our family, friends, loved ones, those people that in addition to our children and those other people that support us and have supported us in our lives. And I think they have. The fans, they show up, the players feel supported. We just want to continue to build onto the tradition of all the former players. Had an opportunity to talk to Doug Smith last night. He was on the radio show or whatnot. And that was amazing just to hear guys consistently watch our games and support the way that they have, and the text messages and the phone calls that we receive from former assistant coaches, former managers, former students that have been following our program for a long time here at this institution.
Coach, going back to y'all's first matchup against LSU, what are some of the things that you want to see your team do a better job of the second time around?
Well, I think we shot the ball at a high clip last game, made some great shots, but we wasn't able to put away a stingy team, and that's why I say what I say. LSU is a great team, and their record is not indicative of who they are. So we try not to and will not look at their record as any indicator of anything. They're going to go out and try to have a unbelievable game. And Matt is going to have his players playing at a all-time best. And we just got to go out and give our very best. And while two teams give their very best, someone has to be a winner, someone has to lose. And we'll just wait to see after the game what that outcome is. I just want to be able at this point in time to play our very best and continue building that momentum that I think is efficient, that gives you an opportunity to win at the end.
How beneficial is it this time of year when you guys have been going 2 a week for so long and going into tournament time to have had a chance to, and I know it was hardly a day off, but to get Kobe a little bit more rest maybe than he's gotten in a lot of games, just to maybe reduce stress a little bit for a day.
You said give Kobe rest?
Yeah, I mean he had, he played 31 minutes, I know, but he sat a little bit more in the second half just to maybe let him does that have any impact since you guys have been playing so much?
We have to play guys 40 minutes at this phase. This is what it is. And you have to not be able to do that at the beginning of the year in November, December, January, but February and March. If you look at stat sheets, it's all about, extending those minutes as much as possible and making sure guys are able, because ultimately they put in the body of work, they're conditioned enough. But our team is built on committee, and, we're going to continue to play how we play. Although Kobe played 19 out of the 21st half minutes last game, he did not extend beyond that, near close to that in the second half. And that just shows our level of depth. It shows, that what we put together is very accurate to what we're saying. We do have depth. We have guys that can step up at any day of the week. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what Aiden Shaw did after a DNP when we subbed him in, we created a run. We went from 6 to 20 in our lead. And those are impacts that I think give a young guy like that confidence, but also it gives his teammates confidence. And, you know, he can impact the game with his energy level. And I thought he did that. And we have to continue to have guys step up. No different than Nick Honor stepped up with his level of selfishness, which was very, very much needed. And I'll continue to challenge him.
Time for one last question. Nobody else? All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. You guys have a great day. MIZ.